I met my husband Dave 5 years ago. We've been married for 3 years with a 2-year-old daughter, and I'm currently 4 months pregnant. I met Dave through one of my coworkers, Mark. I started seeing him frequently at the bar we'd go get drinks at after work. He started chit-chatting with me, and it was obvious he was interested, but I tried to decline his advances as gently as I could. He was persistent, and one night after one too many drinks, I agreed to go on a date with him. I didn't really want to be there and even thought of canceling, but I was having really bad luck dating at that point, so I decided to go. The date started off really slow, but then we realized we had a lot in common. I was still hesitant, but decided to give Dave a chance, and although he definitely liked me a lot more than I liked him in the beginning, our relationship slowly began to grow, and I eventually fell in love with him. Except for the rare couples fights, things between my husband and I have generally been really good. We get along well, and up until last night, I would have said my life is ideal. Since the pandemic, my husband has been working from home. It was a little bit of an adjustment, but it hasn't been too bad. The change in environment has been the biggest issue. To stay connected, my husband meets virtually once a week with his friends and his brother to play games. Last night, he had about 2 to 3 beers while playing with his brother Tom. I put my daughter to bed to see I had a message from Tom's girlfriend that said they got engaged. Tom had written, "Big thanks to Dave, without whose advice I would never have gotten this far." I immediately ran downstairs to talk to my husband about it. We were cuddling when I mentioned to him about how good of an example he was to his brother, and this is where it all began. Basically, Dave told me about how he helped Tom make his girlfriend fall in love with him just like he did with me. Dave was clearly drunk, but according to him, he first found me on a dating site about half a year before we ever met. He claims he sent me a message, but I just ignored him. And I tried telling him I was raised by parents who believe religiously and just culturally in rigid gender roles. Dad should work, mom should stay home and raise the kids. I'm the only girl and I have 3 brothers. Because of their expectation I would just get married and stay home and raise kids, they never valued my education. They never valued my educational achievements or emphasized things beyond domestic skill. I'm the second youngest, and by the time I was in high school, my 2 older brothers had gone to the college of their choice, with my parents covering full tuition, books, and off-campus apartment and other living expenses. They eventually did the same for my younger brother, and I was told I wasn't allowed to apply for college. I did so in secret and got accepted with a partial scholarship. I didn't tell them I was moving out until a week before I left. With essentially nothing, the only things my fiancé and I are getting married this September. The issue lies with the dress code. We have been clear from the beginning that this is going to be a white tie event, so of course there are strict rules attached to that. One thing we are really looking forward to is our wedding shoot. We have spent a large amount of our own money on a photographer. The photographer is highly sought after in our area, and we were lucky to book him last year in advance, so naturally we are taking this seriously. The invitations we sent explicitly told our guests what we would be expecting from them. White tie, no unnaturally dyed hair, no visible tattoos or piercings, and that they were free to decline the invitation if they had a problem with this. We also sent everybody who RSVP'd a reminder over email several weeks ago repeating this instruction. This is going to be fine until one of our mothers has recently posted on Facebook a picture of a cocktail-style dress she wants to wear on the day. Of course, this isn't included in our dress code, so we informed her right away that the dress would be